Alright, welcome back. Hope everyone's having a lovely day, a lovely night wherever you're from. Enjoying this bunny event, enjoying everything going on with it. I'm absolutely having a blast with it. You know, if you're finishing up the story, trying to get through before part 2 story comes out tomorrow, get through it. I'm loving the voice acting. I really do think it adds a lot, and the fact that they make these bunny events feel a lot more special than they already were last year is really, really cool, and I think it's awesome of Shift Up to do. Not only that, but I'm loving the mini games. I like how even with the Crown Anniversary, we're starting to get these mini games implemented into the story, making them feel a lot more special or have more meaning to it than just being a fun mini game. I think that's really cool. But not only that, but I'm actually like pleasantly surprised with the amount of fan service that we're getting. And I'm not just trying to say like, oh wow, we're actually getting fans. I'm just surprised about how much we're getting for a decent price. It's not the cost of a gacha skin. Folk Wong, Mary look insane for a $20 mission pass skin. That looks really good. But not only that, but the banners are insane as well. Soda looks absolutely insane. Alice looks great. She looks adorable as well. And the like mini cutscenes in between the story when it comes to the mini games, the fan service cutscenes are kind of great. Adds a nice touch to it, which I appreciate. But at the same time, that's something I really wanted to talk about today with today's video, and that's fan service, because there has been some drama with this bunny event that I've been kind of avoiding because I really don't like to be negative at all, but I felt like maybe I should bring up my opinion and my take on everything going on. Because since the bunny event reveal after Shift Up started teasing stuff and they revealed that Soda's going to be our first banner, and we actually got her motion demonstration, that specific tweet of her motion demonstration really popped off on Twitter. I mean, I think Global had 18k likes and even more on the JP side, and everyone was loving it. But, you know, with that kind of extra exposure that you get than the normal, you'll get some other people coming in, like normal people, like being like, damn, dude, like that looks insane. I wish I played Nikke. Or I should get into Nikke because that looks really insane. Like, this looks cool. Or like people just like, I don't play this game, but like her outfit with those shoes look awesome, like really cool. And or just people making memes of like the gat, you know, it's like ridiculous. But you know, when it comes to this kind of exposure, you also get some people coming in to critique it, right? Or talk about how egregious it is. And that's what ended up happening. But before I talk about anything negative or anything, I really want to stress that not everybody is like this, especially in the Hoyoverse community. I know it might seem like it because a lot of the negatives are really what outweigh the positives, and that could be, you know, associated with anything, right? And I just want to mention like an example right here with one of the most popular tweets from a Hoyoverse player. I'll put it on screen. And it's talking about how they, as a Hoyoverse player themselves, are annoyed at their own community because they're complaining about a game whose main selling point is to sell fan service. It's pretty ridiculous to complain or be shocked about a game that has fan service. So there are, you know, sane people in the community, so please don't associate the whole Genshin community like that. And I'm not trying to, like, you know, play like the middleman or anything, but that's how it is with any community. Even Nikke community has a lot of bad or weird people in the community, but that's how it is with any fandom. So I really want to stress that not everybody is like that, so please, you know, if someone plays Genshin, just realize not everyone is a weirdo or anything like that. That out the way, though, I did want to talk about some of the negatives. And some of those negatives that really kind of confused me were talking about, you know, the egregious amount of, like, boob physics that Soda had, or even the fact that some Genshin players were calling Soda an over-sexualized minor, which, huh? You're telling me that this person right here is an over-sexualized minor to you? That's honestly really weird to me for you to even, like, try to say, like, that's a sexualized minor right there. I mean, if you want to talk about sexualized minor, I think, honestly, your best take would probably, in this game, you could probably put Ray in this game. But Ray looks like this, and she's not sexualized at all. The only jiggle physics that are in her model are her little penguins. And I respect that a lot, personally. So, I really feel like when you come to try to bring negativity to the game, you should at least know what you're talking about. And if you knew what you were talking about, you'd realize that Nikke is probably the tamest fan service game in the category, in my opinion. And I'm not trying to, like, you know, kind of, like, you know, be mean to Nikke or anything, but it's true. It is a pretty, like, you know, light game in terms of the fan service. And, I mean, in terms of the negativity, I've tried finding some of these posts, and I couldn't find them for the life of me. I tried, and I'll put it on screen here, and all I see are just people, like, attacking or, like, reacting to, like, other people's, like, negative retweets that they did, but they were deleted, or they're just automatically deleted and I couldn't see them, even the reactions, couldn't see anything. Now, if you do want to see some of that negativity, because I really don't like to talk about that part, I recommend watching Sephi's video reacting to Revuwu's video, because Revuwu's video is already really good for a 9-minute video, but Sephi adds some additional context with his reacting, which I think is pretty nice. So I'd recommend watching that as well. That being said, though, something that kind of irked me that I mentioned earlier was that we always get targeted, like Nikke does, for its fan service, when I want to say that we're not perfect when it comes to fan service. There are so many other titles out there that have much more fan service than we do. And I mean, there's like Echo Calypse, there's Brown Dust 2, Azure Lane, there's Snowbreak with their interactive stuff that they're doing right now. Like, there's a lot more that they can do out there. And I mean, hell, Brown Dust 2 is getting so much more fan service that they actually have to up their age rating. And not only that, but even with Azure Lane, they're like getting censored on Twitter now. But now I think they're probably going to be allowed again, since they're allowing that stuff again in their TOS, which is weird. But the fact that Azure Lane gets targeted is like kind of like funny, because there's already all that stuff on Twitter, so I don't know why they're getting censored. But anyway, I just like, that's an example of how much more fan service that they're doing compared to Nikke, that we are not having those type of situations, which is weird. Because I just want to say, like we don't get this like crown gacha skin right here on screen. We don't get this type of fan service where you see so much of the assets and you actually see like boob vein on screen. Like, we don't get this all that often. And also, it is $60. Like, yes, it was $50, but most of the gacha skins are $60. And I'm gonna be real here, like 1% of the player base will pay for that, including me, because I'm an idiot. But that being said, not everyone's gonna pay for that. And Azure Lane has much more egregious looking skins that look way insane. I mean, their anniversary right now is like a banger, and they're showing so much in their skins, and they're way cheaper than the costume gachas, just to be honest. And I'm not even trying to, like, you know, just like, I'm just trying to be honest about like how Nikke is with it. And also, I just want to say, Nikke's fan service is very hit or miss, because like, we don't get it all that often where it'll be like a huge amount. It's like, I feel like they started upping it more since Bay, but at the same time, it's not perfect, because we'll have mission passes like this Dr. Bunny Pass skin, for instance. It looks insane. Mary looks absolutely wild, and it's $20, and I actually think that's a good spot for this. This looks insane. Way more fan service than some of the, you know, the gacha skins we've already gotten. It's crazy how Mary looks. But at the same time, we don't always get that amount of fan service for the same price, because then we'll have situations where Guillotine's also $20, but her skin will look like this. So it's not always perfect, and I think we're pretty tame, and I feel like Shift Up is just now starting to feel more open to creating more fan service, because they're starting to see that revenue increase, right? And I feel like there are a lot of other games that you can associate being too egregious to, but at the end of the day, I don't understand why we're all complaining about a game having fan service when we're all in the same Gooner gacha space. We're all pulling for these like waifu characters, so at the end of the day, why are you going to judge other communities for doing basically the same thing? I'll never understand it, but that's where I really wanted to end it off on, because I'm not trying to be overly negative, overly, you know, whatever. I just wanted to give my opinion on it. I think it's all ridiculous, and at the end of the day, just have fun with it. It's just a fan service game, pull for waifus, gotcha. We're all in the same area, man, so nobody's different here. We're not more saints than others. But that's it for me. What do you guys think? What do you guys think of this whole drama? Do you guys like how I covered it? I try not to be negative about it. I know there's already enough negativity in the world, so I really wanted to just give my little opinion on it and just talk about some of it, you know. But that'll be it for me. You guys have a lovely day, a lovely night wherever you're from, and enjoy this bunny event. Don't let any, like, drama, like, kind of, like, make you feel like you need to, like, not enjoy it or feel guilty for it. Just have fun with it. Take care.